Babwebanter, Babwebanter.
Hey guys, welcome to Babwebanter, the craziest sports show that is coming out of Zimbabwe right now. My name is Robbie Durant, and a reminder to make sure that you follow us on all our socials, Babwebanter. I'm just going to say hello to Tinashe.
Hello, my name is Tinashe, Vice Captain of the St. George's College Dragons and honorably the captain for the Under-18 Sables. Yeah.
Nice. We've got Marvi.
Hello, my name is Marvin Shrume. I'm the head coach of the Zimbabwe Under-18 Junior Sables.
We've got JJ in the house. JJ, how's it going, Baba?
How's it going?
Fantastic. Some big rugby coming up, JJ.
Yeah,
We're going to be talking about it, but these are the big names now. Matthew Tamling.
Yeah, Rob, thanks for remembering me this week. Well done, my boy.
Well, we never forget you, Matty. Right, so our Zimbabwe Sables, the Under-18s, are going to the Craven Week, and it's all hotting up. We've got the captain right next door, and we've got coach. Yeah. So let's talk captain. You've had an incredible season for St. George's. Tell us a little bit about the season, obviously, to get picked now for the Craven Week.
So the season for Saints hasn't been too good. We had 2 good wins, then 2 losses recently. So hopefully we can go back into our feet, find back our feet, get back to the winning ways, and hopefully end the season on a good note. Yeah, and also just getting selected. I also got selected last year, so I have experience. So hopefully I can use it to lead the team.
So you had 2 wins. You beat St. John's.
And
At St. John's, I was there. And then
CBC.
after that, you've had 2 losses.
Yeah.
Who were that?
Gandhi and Peterhouse.
Playing them both away.
No, Gandhi at home and House away.
Okay, It's not easy to go to House, eh?
Not at all.
Not at all, eh? Yeah.
Marvin,
Okay.
just quickly, it's been quite an intense season this season. Very close games all around. To select the team that you have you the squad? Is it a good squad? Are you happy with what you got?
Well, obviously, as a coach, you'd always want a bit more, but I think I'm quite happy with what we've got. We've managed to put in a few training sessions in, and the kids have been responding pretty well. So I'm quite happy with the progress that we've made thus far.
So going back to that, Marvin, on Sunday, you guys had a training session or a game. Explain that to everyone out there. What happened there?
Okay, so I assist Sean D'Souza with the under-20s. And they're also in the process now of finalizing their squad. So basically what we did there was we had all those fringe players, the ones that are vying to try and make it into the squad, come and play versus the under-18s. Because obviously as under-18s, we're also just about to leave and go for our academy week. So we came up with
They were the
game.
younger players.
They were the younger players. So it was basically, it was under-18s versus mostly it was the under-19s that we actually played against. So we had that game on Sunday, but basically it was like 3 chuckers of 20 minutes each.
Okay, and it went well.
I think it went very well. I think both sides managed to get what they were looking for out of that game. So yeah, we managed to make final decisions on both teams based on that.
Very good. Well done.
And that was, sorry, Rob, that was the under-19s that won that one, hey?
Yes, in the end, they won it 2 tries to 1.
Okay.
Nice. Well, we all know the Craven Week opens up doors for all these kids. It's a big opportunity for them. You must be looking at it as obviously finishing this year, opportunity to get possibly a scholarship or go to one of the universities. Tell us a little bit about what is your goals?
So mostly for my goals this year is to finish on a good note. So I think I've started that by captaining the side. Then secondly, go down to South Africa, hopefully again beat Namibia, one of my goals again. And at the end of the season, just have a good season with the team, the rest of the team. Then hopefully next year, again be selected for under-20s, which will open up even more doors for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we caught up with Samuel Edwards as well as Tide Stirrup, who are going on the tour. You can check this out, and we'll be back with you. Right, so we're going to be chatting to Samuel Edwards, who's right here, and Tide Stirrup, the scrum half for St. John's. Let's start with you, Sam. You've had an absolutely incredible season so far.
Thanks, Rob. Yeah, I've really looked forward to this season. Obviously, last season playing for schoolboy rugby, and I've looked forward to it since my Form 1 days.
Well, your mates are laughing at you, yeah? Tide, you had a great game last week. You clawed St. John's back into the game. Obviously, a great spirit by the whole team, but you were intricate in that win last week.
Yeah, I know, just trying to, with all the kicking, I think kicking really helped that game, and we called for poles. We took it as if it was a test match, calling for poles every time it was in range. And when I was kicking, just clearing my mind, focusing on the poles, not really thinking about the crowd at all. And I was lucky enough to get nearly all of them in.
Well, tell me, what does it feel to be selected for the under-18 side, vice captain as well, which is incredible? Just tell me a little bit about that, and obviously to represent your country as well, so it must be incredible.
Yeah, it's awesome. After playing last year, beating Namibia on tour, coming back and playing again, representing your country again with the best players from each schools, all playing as one unit. It's something special to be a part of.
The Craven Week, where is it happening? What's happening? When do you leave? And where is it being played?
We leave next week, Friday, and we're going to Joburg to play in the Academy Week.
Okay, and then thereafter, it's straight into the Craven Week. Okay. Sam, just quickly as well, vice captaining the side, that is a great honour as well. I know that you're going to be leading by example. Is it an opportunity for you, obviously now finishing school, for potentially to be seen by the scouts out there to give you an opportunity?
Yeah, it is definitely. I think the main place, if I get into the under-20 Zimbabwe squad next year, hopefully, obviously I want to try pursue my career in Zimbabwe, but if not, probably Hartpury University to play rugby there.
Okay, just quickly, you guys are travelling next week. The squad good to go? Are you guys well trained? Is things ready to move?
Yeah, the squads, we're all coming together nicely, and we played against a warm-up practice match against the Zimbabwe under-17s and under-20s. And yeah, everything seems to be going well, and yeah, very excited to go against the South African teams.
Well, let me tell you, it's going to be a big stuff happening. The Zimbabwe under-18s going to the Craven Week. We cannot wait. We're going to be watching these guys on telly, making sure that we spot them out. And for Babwebanter, we're back to you. Welcome back. Incredible players, had an incredible season this year, has Sam Edwards. I think, Coach, you've got to agree, he's been formidable for St. John's. And Tide Stirrup pulling through last week to get those kicks over. I think he was our Player of the Week.
Player of the week, yeah.
No, definitely. I think I remember Sam from last year. He played in the team as well. He managed to make the Academy Week team. Watching him again this year, I've watched him, and he's grown in leaps and bounds. So he's one of those players that you can actually look at and be proud of, because you can see the strides that he's made by being involved through the system. And yeah, we're very proud of his performances this year. Stirrup, he's also stepped up very well. I think he's still pretty young this year, so we're looking forward to also having him next year, and hopefully he'll be able to carry, carry the team like he's been doing locally.
Absolutely. Maddie, how important Craven Week is a big thing for all of us that went through. We're lucky to make Craven Week, but there weren't so many opportunities as there's opportunities now. So for these youngsters, it is massive. JJ, for you and Maddie, I mean, it's incredible.
Well, the one thing is, I want to ask you guys, do you guys, like you're saying, okay, so do you finish school this year?
Yes, I do.
And then how do you keep them around? Because there's a lot of questions around, there's this massive gap between Zimbabwe under the 20s and then all of a sudden Goshawks. And you look at the two and it's just like, where have we gone wrong? I understand a lot of people leave the country. I think, isn't there better ways for us to put in opportunities for kids like this so that they can stick around? You know, in the old days, what they would do is they would go into a company and they would do a trade. So at least they're around for the next 4 or 5 years, learning a trade, and then they're qualified and they stick a part of the side. And even like the Scottish team was always about 24 years old, and then that was it. And that's where Scotland were their best. Basically a university team. Obviously now they're professional, everything else. But if Zimbabwe could get into that, don't you think it would be so much better for us that we don't just lose all this young talent?
You know, Matt, it's been one of the biggest challenges that we've actually had to go through, because there's so much talent that leaves soon after school. So we're hoping to get into a position now where, having seen the under-20s do so well, a lot of these kids are now starting to consider it as an option, because You don't get that many opportunities out there to be able to play at a world stage. And the under-20s have shown that we can actually achieve it. So a lot more of our kids are starting that conversation early enough, or at the very least, they're looking at, if they're going to university, they look at the August window rather than say, I'll go in January, February.
What is wrong with our university? It's brilliant. Why can't we approach them and say, look, if we've got kids that are this talented, why can't you give them scholarships or at least help them and then create a university team that is how it used to be. That used to win the
Cambridge.
league.
And it's Cambridge.
It's Cambridge, and they can learn a trade through the university and get companies to back them.
Nice point there, Matty.
Look, I think for a lot of it's a question of perception, and a lot of parents with the means are always trying to broaden their kids' horizons and give them new experiences. So that's one of the things that I think parents tend to look at. So a lot of kids are brought up in the system actually saying, you know what, once I'm done, I'd look forward to going to. If our local universities actually then came into the conversation, it would make it a whole lot
Don't
more.
you think it's a conversation we should have with
Definitely,
them? Yeah.
definitely, because I think if you look at our neighbors, South Africa, they've done extremely well
Varsity
with the
Cup.
Varsity Cup.
Wow.
And we
Yeah.
can possibly have something like that going
Along the same lines.
along those sort of lines.
Well,
So-
even if they come into our league and they're playing against the under 18s, the 20s, and our first league, it would still be brilliant. And they train through the whole thing, and they've got their goals. I don't think we'd have any problems in creating a very nice path for a lot of boys.
Yeah, I think, look, the more rugby, the more and the more kids that play rugby, the better it is for everyone.
I just think what we need to do is talk about it more. There are too many people pulling in one direction and the other direction. I think as a rugby as a whole, as different clubs, we need to pull together, because the Zimbabwe Rugby Union is sort of pulling itself in different directions at the moment. With, like you said, the one good thing is Pete coming in and sort of being the mediator between the under 20s and the Goshawks. But I do believe that it can't be, like I'm saying, if a university comes in and that's their way, then at least it's not a club trying to take all the players for themselves, but there's no opportunity. It's just about them making the club better. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I think we all need to sit down and discuss how best we can do that as a union and as all the heads of everyone, not trying to be selfish to make one club better than the other, to let's better the rugby.
Yeah.
Look, I agree 100%. I absolutely see nothing wrong with a club always striving to be the best. But I think the biggest thing for me is if we manage to put aside our egos, because I think that's the biggest stumbling block that we have. People look to themselves rather than to the benefits to us as a whole. Look, I'll be grateful this year for the Under-20 League that they actually allowed us to have input into the way that they were going to do that Under-20 League. Those sort of conversations never happened before. And I think they saw a benefit in it, and we definitely got benefit out of it. So the more people that we have that are willing.
That being said, though, agreed, but the problem is they haven't thought about the club league. Okay? So I agree with you. It's helped you guys, but the clubs have suffered because of it. So that's all I'm saying. You got to look at it from everyone's point of view and all get together and see the benefit for everyone, so that we all have the same idea and we've all got the same goal. That's all I'm saying. Just being as part of a club.
I think those points are excellent points. Matt, you brought up a great point. We do have a brilliant university, Cambridge as well. So we need to utilize our local, what we've got, and make it work. I think some great points coming from both you. So excellent stuff. Guys, where is it happening? Craven Week.
Craven Week will be happening at JP High in Joburg from the 3rd to the 8th of July.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I've just got to say good luck, young man. Good luck, coach.
Thank you.
Boys, we're going to be catching up a little bit later. It's all rugby. It's all good stuff happening. Coming up after this, it's all Dakar 2024.
Babwebanter.
Hey guys, welcome back to Babwebanter. We are at the Queen of Hearts here in Harare, and big shout out as well to Vita24 for quenching our thirst. Beautiful stuff. All right, we have got some greatness now in our presence here on Babwebanter. Ash Thixton, who is going to the Dakar. Welcome. I hope you drive more than you can talk, my buddy. Let's go. Jamie Kerwin, the Secretary General of Motorsport. Jamie, good to see you again.
Thanks so much, Robbie, for having us.
And Warren Thorne. Warren, you are the Bitter Brands Racing Manager.
Correct, yeah. I'm team manager and coach for Better Brands Racing Team. Thanks again for having us on the show.
Okay, boys, obviously I'm going to start with Jamie. There's some racing happening in August. Tell us about it.
Yes, thanks, Robbie. So in August, we have a Zimbabwe team going to Cape Town to represent our wonderful country. We have 25 riders going.
Wow.
Yeah, so very, very exciting. From 6-year-olds right up to 60-year-olds.
Goodness
so,
me.
yes, a big field. It's going to be good.
Obviously, looking at that, the youngsters coming through, obviously this man here has been empowering youngsters as well and doing incredibly well. Just tell me a little bit about how well he's doing.
Absolutely. I have known Ash since he was about 6 years old.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, so it's been an incredible journey to watch him grow. And this Dakar journey that he's on is just a once-in-a-lifetime thing for a little boy from Zimbabwe, all grown and following his dreams. So it's amazing that we can try and support him as best we can as Motorsport Zimbabwe for our country, but just for him himself as well.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a
Sorry,
tough
Jamie,
journey.
from this side, is it boys and girls going?
Yeah.
We actually have one lady rider coming to Cape Town,
Okay.
Tadiwa Nashi. She'll be in the 1 to 5 class.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they are there. That's
They
cool.
are there.
They'll be
They are
there. They
there.
have their
We
own class
need a
in
few
Cape
more.
Town.
Yeah.
I think financial restraints at the moment are holding a lot of
In
people
Zimbabwe,
behind.
are there quite a few girl riders?
They are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. So it's
Definitely.
not just for, that's what I'm saying. So
Absolutely.
boys,
Especially being the
girls.
top one.
Yeah.
At least some.
There comes
First
the
and
banter.
second.
There
That's
comes the banter.
Well,
Is that why you're winning the league?
and Ash Thixton's been incredibly involved in motor racing, as Jamie was saying, since he was 6. Tell us about your road. I mean, it's been an incredible road. Dakar next year, I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, it was crazy. You know, at the tender age of 4 years old, I hit a wall at full speed. Didn't know what was going on.
Wow.
Mom thought, that's it, he's done. And
That was just the start, and
that
that's why
was
you
just
are
the
where you are.
start. that was the introduction to the bruises and what was to come. But it's been something that just grew on me. Once I learned how to ride, that was it. I would live, eat, breathe, dream of what I'm actually about to achieve. You know, this Dakar is something that's been on my list to do.
And that's
From
been a long
watching
journey.
it.
It's been a long journey for you, eh? You've been trying for quite a while now.
It has.
It's a lot
it
of money.
has. We are in probably year 2 of training Dakar specific, but the riding in itself has been,
And your brother was training with you as well? Was he going to go with
He
you?
is still
or-
training with me.
Yeah.
Funds were not on our side.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is a huge funds game. It's an expensive sport. We're not going to beat around the bush there.
Just to give us an idea, how much was it going to cost you to go?
$100,000 a rider.
A rider,
Just
eh?
to go
Yeah.
to Dakar, yeah.
So
Wow.
coming again, you've managed to get into it, and you've managed to get some sponsors by getting into it. So
Correct.
hopefully, if you do well, then the sponsorship will come more and more our way.
So I actually went to Mexico 2 months ago, where that was my Dakar qualifier. That as well, you know, I put a lot of my own funds into that to use that as the backing to then come here, and it's been great exposure. You know, I went there and did a lot better than I expected to do, which I had such a gas doing it that it actually got to a stage where it was just coming to me naturally.
Sure.
So that was awesome. So you know, we're not quite there with the funds yet, but I'm in a better situation now than I was before Mexico.
And Warren, tell us, you're a coach of that. How does that
No,
go?
so I coach the team, but Ash and I
did
grew up
though.
racing
Okay,
together.
yeah.
Yeah, Warren used
we've
to
known
coach
each other
me
our whole
from-
life. I coached him a little bit as a kid.
yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Sure.
we've been racing, banging bars, charioting paint for many
So it's
years.
actually
Decades.
quite a circle at the moment. You know, we used to be the young kid chasing Warren for ages now. Now he's sort of like said, right, I'm going to ride for the love
Well,
of
now
riding.
he's gone shooting against Babwebanter.
No.
He's also given us a
So
hiding
he
there.
stepped into the Bali's class, as we keep it, and
Yeah.
then I feel like now I'm in the exact position that I used to be with Warren, where I've got a
bunch of hot kids, Warren trains one of them just chasing me. And I'm like, is this what it used to be like?
Warren, we've been told not to mess with you. A couple of our Babwebanter guys went and did a little bit of shooting with you.
Yeah, do you want to talk about that challenge or not?
What happened? What happened? Did we win? Did Babwebanter win?
Maybe from the back.
I don't know. I think you have to put another episode together to speak about that one. But it wasn't pretty. Let's put it that way.
Well, our producer TJ was telling us about how Warren shoots. He hit the same position. Nine shots
times in a row.
4 seconds. So you don't want to climb over onto his wall and into his garden. Eh? Manny, obviously from motorsport, it's growing in Zimbabwe. Someone like this certainly putting Zimbabwe onto the map.
Yeah, and look out there from Zim, we've got some insane guys. I mean, they're all all over. We've got some guys in South Africa who did the Supercross, who used to do the. I forget his name, but he was also unbelievable at stunts and whatever.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of guys that have come out of Zim that are brilliant at motocross, and it's nice to see, even from the donkeys and pajamas up to this level, it's just great to see that everyone's having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Let's also ask, do you still need to raise a certain amount of money, or have you hit that 100
No, I
times?
still need to raise
Okay,
the money.
how much do you need to raise?
About 60,000.
Okay, so corporates out there, Ash Thixton is going to the Dakar 2024. He needs sponsorship. How important is that, Matt? Corporates get out there and support the man.
There are a lot of people that like motorsport, that do motorsport. So if that's your thing, get behind the man.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Amazing.
if somebody is
Absolutely.
out there and wants to donate, how do they contact you?
So, social media is a powerful thing.
Yeah.
For sure. I have a page called Dakar 263 that I formed with my brother that is joining us as the Dakar. Unfortunately, he's not with me, but that's probably the best place to catch me. Otherwise, Ash Thixton on all my social media platforms is a great place to start. So yeah, it's social media is connecting a lot of dots. So that's where we are.
We're certainly going to be following Ash Thixton, as well as obviously in August. Jamie, good luck to you. Warren, good luck as well. We want to wish you all the best. We are here at Queen of Hearts. Maddie, can you smell that nice food coming
it's
through?
really good,
It's lovely. We're coming back with the crazy bunch after this, with all the sport coming up.
Babwebanter.
Welcome back, guys, to Babwebanter. That shooting was incredible, guys. Went pretty well. I want to say hello to Fundi. It's his birthday.
Hey,
Happy birthday.
Pleasure being here, guys.
Makoro
Pleasure being here.
Makoro Koto.
18.
Hey, Con Munashe, how's it, buddy?
How's it, Robbie?
You good? Kieran?
How's it, Rob?
You right, eh?
Yeah, good. Thanks yourself.
All right, JJ, we said hello. Manny, we said hello.
So tell us, Munashe, they didn't teach you to hold the gun like you were heisting a bank there. What's going on,
That's
Chana?
what I wanted, huh?
Hey, and you didn't go with your headgear on. What's going on?
Nah, they said no headgear.
No headgear.
Because you had to put on the earmuffs.
Yeah?
Because apparently you lose your hearing, yeah?
I think it's because the earmuffs wouldn't fit your nut.
Probably that's the case.
Tell me, how daunting is it just to Is it enjoyable?
Yeah, it's actually good fun, eh? We spent the whole day there and shooting different types of guns.
Did JJ beat you? Or?
No, we shot different guns.
So which gun
What
did you
gun
shoot?
did you shoot?
Just for the record, Munashi came in at 36 seconds. I was 21 seconds.
Really?
Not far behind Warren.
That is the fastest race you've ever run in your life, my boy.
No, it's because of the guns. Mine had optic lens where you had to just look for the red item, but JJ's was hindsight, so it's just straight in. And you just
Really?
Our producer had so much fun. He said that is the sport he is now starting. TJ, we've also just got to say in Zo Productions, thank you for what
He
you
doesn't
do.
just want to shoot TV.
He wants to shoot more than
wants to
just
shoot
TV.
people as well, eh?
But let me tell you, it's been exciting stuff. Boys, lots of sport happening. We've got soccer, we've got cricket, World Cup. We're going to be covering that, Manny, in a bit. Local soccer.
Talk about cricket, though. I mean, how amazing has this week been for Zimbabwe? I mean, we knew it was coming.
Let's kickstart
and
it.
they have freaking done unbelievable.
2 out of 2, Matty.
2 out of 2.
Yeah.
And main oaks coming through, Sean Williams and Raza, who we have decided to give this week's giveaways to.
Nice.
As the sportsman of the
Raza.
Congratulations
of the
to
weeks,
Raza,
yeah.
yeah.
Makorokoto in Zimbabwe.
Our team will be getting a hold of those two boys to give them a thank. And for Craig Irvin, look, he had his last time, so yeah, he comes behind those two, but well deserved by Willie and by Raza. Unbelievable.
Talking as well, West Indies Saturday.
West Indies Saturday. Hey, people,
That's a biggie.
who's going to be there? Are you
That's a
guys going to
biggie.
get out there? JJ's going to be there?
Definitely, you know.
Yeah.
Can Zimbabwe do it?
They can.
It has to.
I believe
Hey,
so.
look, Windy's not that hot at the moment, Rob. You know, I believe they're under the cough. They are a bowling unit. They can smash it out the park, but they've sort of sent a bit of a young team. So let's see what happens out there. It'll be a good one for Zimbabwe to win.
Well, Zimbabwe is certainly putting on absolute spectacle for Zimbabwe and hosting such big events like this. They're doing fantastically well. Just talking quickly about the teams. Two groups, Maddie. Group A, Group B. Zimbabwe is slowly ticking off the boxes and then goes into
Let's
a
just clap
six.
the Windies and we'll get over it.
Yeah,
They will
I
be
like
at the
it.
top of the table.
Maddie's on top of the table. Yes. Right, guys. Talking about local soccer in Ngezi Platinum, $200,000.
You know, it's so
is that
weird.
Zim dollars or what?
I know, it's definitely US dollars. Yeah.
Nostro.
Yes, yeah.
$200,000 Nostro. No, $200,000.
Yeah.
They recently acquired this new luxury bus. It's worth 200K USD, to be very clear about that. And this week they're topping the charts again. They're number 1. They're there, 23 points, but Highlanders is slowly creeping up just behind them with 22 points. And we have Chicken Inn and FC Platinum with 21 points. So it's really anyone's game at the moment, although Ngezi is going to be traveling in style, you know, with this $200,000.
Let me tell you, a bus coach that is $200,000 has it got poles in there, my channel.
I mean, we talk about a lot about the funding of it and how much it does for the sport itself. I think it's also morale for the boys to say, okay, you know, we're playing well, here's a bus. You know, you're no longer just playing soccer in a field in the random place. You're doing something for yourself now.
Yeah, well, let me tell you,
definitely,
training there is not easy. It's hot and very cold at the same time at night. Yeah, it is. Yeah,
temperature drop,
it's called Babwebanter Stadium for a reason. It's not easy out there. So at least they got a luxury bus to go Gara in.
Well, good on Ngezi for getting a luxury bus, 200,000. Oaks travel in style. That's very important for a team. I don't care what everyone says. You get treated professionally, you play professionally.
And they're just enjoying the little break they're having because there hasn't been any football for the past 3 weeks due to the refurbishments. But Dynamis has recently received news that they're going to be playing Ngezi down there in Ngezi, and it's going to be like 200 kilometers away, something like that. It's going to be interesting to see, but the boys are really motivated. You just see how important money is when it comes to sport. You know, you can literally
It's probably got an
happiness.
aircon, Rob. You know, it's nice when you're playing next to a Babab.
A bus like that, maybe even some poles, my boy.
Yeah, 100%. Maybe we get Kieran to go dance for them.
One leg isn't going to help me there, bud.
That is the call. Kieran is going to go dancing in the Ngezi bus on the pole. Right. Checking out international soccer, brother. Munashe, what's happening?
This weekend we had 2 finals. The CONCACAF Nations League in America, when the American team won it, and the Nations League, which Spain won on penalties. They were facing
Isn't that
Croatia.
like the Hobo Times winning that thing?
No, this is their first one.
Okay.
This is their first one in the past 13 years or something like
Okay.
that. Yeah. Then we look at Cristiano Ronaldo. He
that's
just
the
played his 200th match. Like this 200 international
Wow.
cap.
Wow.
Imagine that, huh?
Yeah.
That's
Well, Cristiano Ronaldo.
international cap. Then he scored as well yesterday, and that was the match winner. So
Oh,
that was.
and he says, records, I don't follow records,
Yeah,
but
I
records
don't follow-
follow me.
yeah,
I mean,
you know
come
what I mean?
on,
I don't know if
eh?
you saw on social media how he's getting quite lambasted. He hasn't been performing. I think that goal
With
must
comments
be,
like that, Rob.
but that goal must be very,
Yeah, no,
very
it's a
good for him.
morale booster because if you look at his rival, that's Messi, he's been scoring and he just scored like the past 7 games or something like that.
But do you not
And
think that
you know what I
age
mean?
is a big thing as well? Because they are getting quite old now.
No, but
Yeah,
if you look at what
performance goes.
Cristiano's been doing at 38 now, he's still setting the pace. Because if you look at people who are actually in their prime,
But the French oak and the blonde oak are the ones at the top at the moment, isn't it? The Manchester,
Erling-
those two owns are
Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah, those
'cause,
two are like-
no, they coming in at it because I think they're the next generation. Because
Yeah.
it's like the past 12 years we've just been hearing Messi and Cristiano.
Yeah.
So now
No, those
they
two have taken
departed
over.
from the main stage because
Yeah.
you look at Cristiano is now in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Messi went over
No one's
to
watching that
Miami.
TV, eh?
So yeah, they off the big stage. No one's really watching that. So now it's up to Mbappe, who's actually being linked to Man United. You know.
Uh-huh.
So if he does make that move from PSG, because PSG,
no, then he's gonna go down, eh?
no, not really. Because I think that's how he's actually gonna make his name. Because PSG's it is a big club, but it's the league. It's like a farmers league. You know what I mean? They've been winning.
Is that why he's doing so well?
Yeah, basically. You know what I mean?
Is Man City still doped? Those boys
Nah,
can party.
I think they're still at it. You know what I mean?
Hey, they
Yeah.
can party.
So I just think they coming in on top because if you look at Erling Haaland, his first season in the Premier League, he just scored like 36 goals.
Yeah, no, he's been
Yeah, so
unbelievable.
and no one's ever done that.
No.
I think the only player that came up to 30 goals was Salah in his debut league. Then since then it's just been 23s, 30s.
It was probably close when he had his oak following him.
You know what I mean?
passing him
Yeah,
the
but
ball,
now,
but
yeah,
not anymore.
Because Erling, he got like all the golden boots that he could get. So meaning in Champions League, he was the top scorer. In Premier League, he was the top scorer. In FA Cup, he was the top scorer. That one can stop scoring goals. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So, Minashi, we're talking about how UEFA president is complaining about the Saudi Arabia deal, saying that you've got all this money to buy international players that are about to retire. Why not start our own academies and get our youth involved and see if we get the next stars?
No, but that's what they did. If you look at it, because they've been owning European teams for a while now. They bought Man City in like 2008, 2009, thereabout.
I think the
Arsenal
biggest
is
issue
also-
there, Minash, is that they've got their own country's people to think about.
Yeah.
And the idea of just buying people and just doing it like a business might be his issue. Same as the Manchester United thing where they spend $2 million to do a business transaction,
Yeah.
not actually building a team. So I think that could come down to it, you know? It's like saying, why are we just buying players to win
No,
a
but
league
thing
or
is-
should we not
Develop.
create? Yeah,
no, but the thing is,
develop.
if you look at it, yeah, they've bought European clubs. Then all the clubs they've been buying have been winning. So they're like, but guys, why are we actually sending money to the European clubs? Let's do it on our side. So now they're taking these guys who are old and retiring because they already have the name and already have the clout.
And the wisdom.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's different from like taking a guy who's just starting. Like if you go to United, like getting Garnacho, he hasn't actually done much in his name. So if you bring a player like that, he's just gonna blend in because he hasn't done anything. But if you bring in Cristiano, he has 5 Ballon d'Ors, he has 5.
Are you sure about
Champions
that, or
League.
should we ask TJ?
He's got 5. You know what I mean?
Well,
He's got 5 Ballon d'Ors. He's got 5 Champions League. So that type of player is gonna bring in a lot of attraction
Yeah.
to the league itself.
Well, Munashe, thank you very much. Obviously, always good to have your soccer input.
Nah, thank
Kieran,
you.
UFC as well as Formula One. What's happening on the
So
UFC
I'll
side?
start with Formula One. Oh, okay, UFC. We've got Islam Makhachev that may take on Oliveira again, which would be quite interesting. Both of them are good fighters and heavyweights. Or not
Yeah,
heavyweight,
again,
but
I think it's an easy fight for Makachev. You know, Oliveira.
boys are
Look,
different
at
breed,
least
eh?
Oliveira, at least he beat Darush, which is sad for me because he's one of my favorite fighters. So he needs to try go for the belt again. So it will be a super fight, but I just don't see him having the muscle after what happened to him the last time. But you never know, being UFC. Did you see the
Anything can
interview
happen.
between John Jones and And the other heavyweight.
Was it not Usman? I think all in
Ngannou.
Yeah, it was Ngannou.
Did you see it? And then he walks up to me and starts feeling him up and shooting. How's it, my boy?
When is McGregor fighting?
McGregor is fighting. He's doing. They're doing a champions. It's
like the junior fighters.
The junior fighters are fighting now.
Sure.
And then at the end of the year, he'll have his fight. So they go through the ranks. So he's teaching one team. The other guy's teaching the other team, and then at the end of the year,
I think.
Chandler, yeah. And him against Chandler is going to be insane because
What
those
happened to the
are off the
mascot?
charts.
The mascot, boys. He absolutely smashed the mascot at the NBA Finals, I think it was.
License taken away.
the NBA
And that was Kieran. That's why he broke his leg.
Right, we've also got Formula One, which is
Sorry,
happening.
Rob, on the UFC, we've also seen
Formula-
15 fighters have officially resigned from UFC. And I think that's a lot of the PFL involvement because PFL have agreed to pay them 50% of the revenue if you win. Whereas it's set with the UFC, okay, we're paying you X amount, and then that's the end
I
of
think
that.
this is going to be one of those live golf moments where they do that for a while and then it's going to get bought out.
And also UFC pairing up with WWE isn't a good name for it, you know.
Maybe, but that's where the money is. So they'll get that money and then they'll buy that out. And that they'll use all of that against each other.
Well, we're going to try this again. Kieran, Formula One, please.
So we've got our top 3
Michael
teams.
Schumacher's back. TJ,
Top 3 teams, we've got Red Bull at 1, Mercedes at 2, Aston Martin at 3. And then the last race, we had Verstappen at number 1, Alonso at number 2, and Hamilton back at number 3, which
and
is
these
great
are all
for-
old buggers, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think it's great for Mercedes. You know, 2 bad seasons and they're slowly coming back up. And then the next race will be on the 2nd of July at Red Bull Racing Ring. So let's hope Mercedes does well again and get back to number 1.
So everyone's coming back, eh? All the old names. So let's see what happens.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Is it
Formula
better
One.
cars or better drivers?
I think it's also playing with it because there was budget sets. So that's where Mercedes failed with, was they were told you can't just spend as much as you want on the car, you have to spend 50 million. And then
only 50 million.
50,
And
they
it was
just
a
need
bit
to
more
spend
than
50
that.
million,
It was
right?
a bit more than that.
They must
but-
have the same bus as Babwebanter.
Yeah, probably a
couple of poles.
Each one of those.
But I think it's just learning your cars, how they perform every year, and just making adjustments throughout the season and the different tracks.
And
see
how
where
well
we
they
go.
can cheat.
Yeah, and that as well.
Yes, yes. Right, we're now on to our favorite sport, rugby. We are talking local rugby. We know that the Alan Wilson beat Churchill at PE for the development sevens. Excellent stuff, JJ, to see the development of rugby, especially at our schoolboy level, coming through.
Yeah, it's impressive to see what's being produced in our schoolboy level, Robbie. This last weekend we had the development sevens, and it was exciting to see the amount of teams that turned out for that.
Wow, and Alan Wilson topping the whole tournament. That's very, very, very rare. We never hear Alan Wilson coming first in any tournament.
Well, no, well,
good
in the
stuff.
rugby they have been because they make up part of the Pitbulls. They're a part of the brand.
Yeah,
they link together with Churchill Old Boys to make up the Pitbulls. And I'm pretty sure birth certificates should have been checked before. No, just joking.
Checking out as well, we have got the Goshawks taking on Western Province, Maddie.
Yeah, Friday night.
Friday night.
Yeah. And the
exciting.
under-20s playing against Harare Select again, JJ. But it'll be a bit different this time because,
Yeah, I'm sure it will be.
last time I was made a bit of the Goshawks, a bit of this, a bit of that.
So now they don't have the
they don't
Goshawks
have that,
available for them.
So let's see what happens there. It'll be an interesting selection, yeah?
Yeah, so Friday night, 7 o'clock at Harare Sports Club.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Let's get our
be
belly
there,
and support our
definitely,
boys.
definitely.
Absolutely. Right, as well, there's a couple of finals happening this weekend. Super Rugby, Curry Cup final. Exciting
The most
stuff.
important game of the whole weekend, Rob, is that the Old Johannians are traveling to Peterhouse
Oh, yes.
to do the Old Boys game.
What time is that?
We've
game?
also got a luxury bus. We didn't buy it for $200,000. We rented it.
Or maybe you did an RTGS.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
it was
talk
200
about
million RTGS for rental.
Peterhouse is hosting St. John's this weekend.
Yeah.
It's a massive one. Just quickly, what time is that?
So
Old
the
Boys
Old
game?
Boys game is at 12 o'clock. And then it'll be seconds, first team, and then we'll come back to town. But it's been very well organized.
Brilliant.
So, yeah, we will post a picture at the end of the show with the teams, and we'll do times and everything for the weekend. It'll be great to be
so
out
that's
there
gonna
if you can make
that's
it.
going to be good stuff. Okay, so let's just get back to those Curry Cup final. Cheetahs versus Pumas.
No, let's go back. Hey, JJ, what happened to the Bulls?
Yes.
Hey, look, the Sharks got a hiding, and well done to the opposition.
Sharks
The-
got a
the
hiding,
Pumas.
Bulls got a hiding too.
And the Bulls got a hiding too. Yeah, they didn't look like they really had it together, JJ. They were
Right.
trying, but it was just not quite there, eh?
No, it hasn't been for. It's been the story of the Bulls for this season. Yeah, not as consistent as they were the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Jake White maybe just trying a bit too. Maybe he's got a plan for next season. He must have.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
He's got a plan for next season.
I heard him speaking, saying, as long as I can wear a tracksuit and go out in the morning and I don't have to wear a suit, I'll still be doing this. So obviously he's got a bit too chilled.
JJ, what time on Saturday? Currie Cup final?
Saturday, 7 o'clock, we've got Pumas versus Cheetahs.
Sure.
For the final.
That's a big one.
And then Saturday morning, 9:05, our time, we've got Chiefs versus Crusaders. Super
That
Rugby
is going to be a
final.
mother.
Right.
Now, the Crusaders absolutely thumped
Yeah.
the Blues, eh? Yeah,
They did.
absolutely
They
thumped the
hammered
Blues. It was Ash. They played so well. Questions have been said. Would they go to Europe and do the same against the top European sides? You know what? I think they need to open that up. They need to allow that to happen because it would be good to see that sort of game happen. It would be very good for the sport.
Okay, let's have a quick tally here of who we think. Chiefs, Crusaders?
Crusaders.
Crusaders, everybody
Hands?
Crusaders.
Crusaders. Anybody
Looks like
Chiefs?
you've just got one Chiefs here, eh?
Oh,
You
Freckles.
I'm right.
JJ.
So JJ is the only one that's out there. All right, Cheetahs, Pumas.
At Cheetahs.
I reckon Cheetahs will.
At Cheetahs.
Pumas.
Cheetahs.
Yeah.
Cheetahs.
Pumas.
I have
reckon
no
the Pumas
side. I
will take this
support
one, eh?
rugby on this one.
Remember, it's a back-to-back Currie Cup potential, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
It really
Back
is.
to back. Right, we've also got some international stuff happening. The Scarlets sign international Scotland lock Alex Craig for the 23-24 season. We've got Andy Robertson and Steve Scott to join Bath Rugby. That's interesting. That's good stuff. As well as then Samoa have 3 All Blacks in the against the Wallabies.
In their squad, yeah. It's going to be good for Samoa. They've got a couple of guys that have played in the in New Zealand, so they're going to bring all that experience
How
with them.
big is that team?
Yeah, massive,
Sean.
massive, eh?
You know, when Samoa played against South Africa in that World Cup where they nearly beat them, it's because they were literally so scary. And it's getting to that, eh?
Yeah.
That is a scary team.
Yeah.
It really
It is.
is.
It's one of those things where if you not quite sure about what you're doing, you are going to
get
and you're not.
smashed.
And the problem about playing them, you're going to lose some players.
And now they've got
You're going to lose.
Yeah.
At least 2 players
Couple
to
of
the,
late
to the
tackles,
ambulance.
couple of-
Yeah, no, properly.
they've got the size, and
Everybody
now
looks
they're
the
bringing
same
the
from
skills.
1 to 15.
No, they're scary. They get bigger.
as well, huh?
Boys, obviously it's Fundi's birthday tonight, so we're just gonna say very happy birthday again, Fundi. We've got to say thank you very much to the Queen of Hearts, guys. It's been a pleasure once again. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, everybody.
Thank
yeah.
you very much, everybody, for my birthday
Thank you
celebration.
too, Vita.
Cheers to Vita, yeah.
Thank you very much to Vita.
Cheers, yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get this right now.
Thank you very much to Vita for keeping us quenched, as well as Nourish Sim. Queen of Hearts, thank you very much again, Paul Bowen, you and your team. Most appreciated. And from us, Babwebanter, make sure that you follow us on our social media platforms, Babwebanter, and from us, cheerio, bye-bye.
Cheers.
Your way, yeah.